I never thought I'd be the guy telling a story like this, but here we are. It all started with something as simple as a gate, a plain old wooden gate on my own damn property. But let me back up, because if I don't start at the beginning, you'll think I'm exaggerating. Trust me, I'm not. This is the kind of neighborhood drama that sounds made up, but it happened to me, to us, and it nearly drove me insane. My name's Alex Thompson, and my wife Emily and I moved into Willow Brook Estates about 3 years ago. We were looking for that quiet suburban life, the kind where you can hear birds chirping instead of traffic horns, where the biggest decision of the day is what to grill for dinner. Our house sits at the end of a cozy cul-de-sac, backing right up to this serene little creek that gurgles like it's whispering secrets. It's got this long side yard that stretches down to the water, perfect for our golden retriever, Max, to chase squirrels and for Emily to tend her vegetable garden. Tomatoes, peppers, basil. She's got a green thumb that turns our backyard into a mini farm every summer. For the first couple of years, it was bliss. I'd come home from my job as a project manager at a construction firm, kick off my boots, and plop down on a lawn chair by the creek with a cold beer. Emily works from home as a graphic designer, so she'd join me with her sketch pad and we just talk about nothing and everything. Max would flop at our feet, panting happily. No drama. No neighbors breathing down our necks. It felt like we'd finally found our slice of peace after years of apartment living in the city. But peace, as it turns out, is fragile. It shattered when the Hargrove family moved in across the street. Susan Hargrove. Oh man, where do I even start with her? She was like a storm cloud in human form, always dressed in those pristine yoga outfits that screamed, "I'm better than you." Sharp features, a perpetual frown that could sour milk, and this way of talking that made you feel like you were being interrogated. Her husband was some quiet type who worked in sales and mostly stayed out of sight, but her teenage son Dylan was her mini-me. Cocky, pimply, and always revving his dirt bike like he owned the road. Within months of them arriving, Susan had wormed her way into the homeowners association. Our HOA was this sleepy little group before her, mostly about organizing block parties and reminding people to mow their lawns. But Susan, she turned it into her personal empire. She got elected president faster than you could say power trip, and suddenly everything had rules. Mailboxes had to be this exact shade of taupe, no exceptions. Christmas lights couldn't stay up past January 2nd, and God forbid your trash cans lingered on the curb a minute past 9 a.m. on pickup day, you'd get a nasty gram in the mail. At first, it was just annoying. Emily and I rolled our eyes and complied where we had to. But then Dylan and his buddies discovered our side yard. See, it runs straight down to the creek, and beyond that, there are these dirt trails that kids love for biking. They'd come tearing through like a pack of wild animals, pedals flying, yelling at the top of their lungs, kicking up the mulch we'd just laid down. One time, they nearly ran over Max. He yelped and hid under the porch for hours, shaking like a leaf. That was it for me. I'm not a hothead, but I'm protective of my family, my dog, my space. A man's yard is his castle, right? Or at least his backyard should be. I tried the nice route first, walked across the street one afternoon, knocked on their door. Susan answered with that fake smile plastered on her face, the kind that doesn't reach her eyes. I explained the situation calmly. Hey, the kids are scaring the dog, tearing up the yard. Maybe they could find another way to the trails. She tilted her head like she was humoring a child and said, "Oh, Alex, boys will be boys. They're just enjoying the community's natural beauty." Communities? I pointed out that it was my private property, not some public park. Her smile tightened and she hit me with, "It's been an open path for years. It'd be a shame to disrupt that." As I walked away, I swear I heard her mutter to Dylan, "Keep using it. He'll back down." That lit a fire in me. Not rage, not yet, just this quiet determination. If talking wouldn't work, I'd have to act. So I built the gate.
Nothing fancy, just a 4-foot wooden one that matched the existing fence. Cedar planks, sturdy hinges, a simple latch. I even added a shrouded padlock later, but at first it was just the basics. Emily helped me stain it to blend in, and when we stepped back, it looked like it'd always been there. Aesthetic? Check. Functional? Double check. I felt a swell of pride that day. Finally, our yard was secure. Max could roam without fear. Emily's tomatoes were safe from bike tires. But oh, how wrong I was to think it'd end there. The first time Dylan and his crew hit the gate, it was like watching a comedy sketch. They came zooming down the path, expecting open access, and bam, gate. They rattled it, kicked it, cursed up a storm. I was in my home office hearing the commotion through the window, and I just cranked up my playlist. Let 'em stew. A few days later, I'm out back grilling steaks, smell of charcoal in the air, Max at my feet begging for scraps, when I hear yelling again. This time, Dylan's on his phone, face red as a tomato, screaming into it. 10 minutes pass, and suddenly, sirens. A police car pulls up, lights flashing, turning our quiet street into a spectacle. Neighbors peek out windows. It's like a block party nobody wanted. 2 cops get out. One young guy all tense and ready for action like he's fresh out of the academy. The other older with a mustache and eyes that say he's seen every flavor of stupid. Susan's already striding across her lawn, chin high, voice booming for all to hear. "Officers, thank you for coming so quickly. My son and his friends were using the public path to the creek, and this man has illegally blocked it. They're trapped." Trapped? I wipe my hands on a towel, heart pounding, not from fear, but from this mix of disbelief and anger bubbling up. Emily was right behind me, phone out, recording everything. Smart woman, she's always one step ahead. I explained to the older cop, "This is my property. I put up a gate to stop kids from cutting through and damaging things." Dylan, playing the victim like a pro, is hyperventilating. "He's holding us hostage. We can't get out." The older cop ignores the drama, walks over to the gate, inspects it from both sides, sees the latch. He lets out this deep sigh like he's questioning his life choices. Without a word, he reaches over, flips the bolt, and swings it open. Turns to Dylan. "This is how gates work." I nearly burst out laughing, but held it in. The tension in my chest eased a bit, replaced by this sweet vindication. Susan hisses, "This is a public path." I point to the mower lines in my grass. "Public path with my landscaping?" The young cop snorts. The older one adds, "Ma'am, sidewalks are public. Backyards are private." Susan's face cycles through colors, pale, red, purple, humiliated in front of the neighborhood. The cops lecture Dylan on wasting 911 time, then as they're leaving, the older one nods at me grimly. "This might be done for us, but I bet it's just starting for you." He was spot on. That look on Susan's face, it wasn't defeat, it was war. The next week was eerie quiet, heavy, like the air before a thunderstorm. I'd catch Susan glaring at me while getting her mail, and it'd send a chill down my spine. Not fear exactly, but this gnawing unease. Emily and I hoped the embarrassment would make her back off. Foolish hope. Tuesday, a crisp envelope arrives. HOA violation notice. Unauthorized structure. Fine, $50. The structure? My gate. Anger hit me like a wave, hot, blinding. Then it cooled to something sharper, more focused. If she wanted to play HOA queen, fine. We'd play by the rules. All of them. Emily set up a folder on our computer, HOA battle. She's the organizer, the one who dots I's and crosses T's. I'm the stubborn bulldog who doesn't let go. I pored over the HOA covenants that night, bourbon in hand, eyes blurring from the legalese. Page 87, Section 9, Paragraph B, gates okay if under 6 feet, matching aesthetic, wood or composite. Mine checked every box. I wrote a formal response, quoted the bylaw, sent it certified mail. Thought that shut it down. 2 weeks later, appeal denied. Fine now, $100 plus late fee. Then the flood. Violations for everything. Grass a 1/4 inch too tall? $50. Trash cans out till 6 p.m.? $50. It was harassment, pure and simple, designed to bleed us dry. Stress built up. Nights I'd lie awake, fists clenched, imagining confronting her. Emily would rub my back, whisper, "We'll beat this." But it wore on us. The worst? Late-night inspections. Susan and her toady board member Larry, a squat guy with a perpetual scowl, would prowl with flashlights lingering at our house. Our ring camera caught them, beams piercing windows. It felt invasive, like being stalked. My skin crawled. Anger mixed with a touch of fear. What if they escalated? Emily's idea. The proof wall. We cleared a cork board in my office, pinned everything. Letters, emails, camera screenshots, bylaw highlights, mail receipts. It looked like a detective's conspiracy board, yarn connecting dots. Our neighbor Harold, a retired accountant with a gossip habit and authority issues, saw it one day while I mowed. "She's squeezing you out," he whispered over the hedge. Did the same to the Patels over door color. Find 'em till they caved. He became our informant, sharing tales like his unharmonious wind chimes fine. "B-flat's illegal on Tuesdays," he deadpanned. We laughed, but it fueled our fire.
Fines piled to over $500. Threats of liens and foreclosure. Stress lines etched Emily's face. I'd hold her at night, promising we'd win. The wall hardened my resolve. It was our battle map, proof we wouldn't break. One night, Emily freezes at the security feed. "Alex, look." A drone hovers over our fence, red light glowing like an evil eye. Violation hit deep. Fury, helplessness. I wanted to smash it, but Emily calmed me. "That's what she wants. We'll document." She ID'd the model, researched FAA rules. Privacy laws broken. We tracked it 3 nights. Photos, flight logs, registration number. Filed police and FAA reports. Sent certified letter to the HOA with case numbers. No accusations, just facts. The drone vanished. Victory, small but sweet. Relief washed over us. We hugged, laughing shakily. Harold dropped by with cookies. Saw Dylan bragging about his new drone. Could see a flea from 400 feet. Puzzle piece. On the wall, drone section. But why? Why the obsession? Emily dug public records, HOA minutes, county requests. Weeks later, she gasps, "Alex, I found it. It's not about the kids." Emails between Susan, HOA email, and Jonathan Pierce of Riverside Estates. They'd bought land across the creek for eco cabins. Needed access, bridge, and path through our side yard. Map showed a public corridor through our lot. A lie. Our survey proved no easement. Susan promised access for a community fund she controlled, and a finder's fee. She was selling our land for profit. Shock hit like ice water. The trail burned. "She's a criminal," I growled. Emily printed, laminated the map, pinned it central. Motive revealed. We had surprise, kept quiet. Days later, red letter final notice. Remove gate in 48 hours or lien/legal action. Deadline Saturday. Storm forecast. Tension thick. We prepped cameras, added trail cam and birdhouse. Storm rages, wind howling, rain pounding. Midnight passes, motion alert. 2-hooded figures, Dylan and friend. Bolt cutters gleam. Rage blinded me. "Emily, call 911. I slipped out, heart thundering. "Get away!" Dylan lunges, shoves me. I fall, head thudding mud. Dazed, world spins. Lights flash, same cops. Susan screams, "He attacked my son!" Young cop eyes me suspiciously. Despair crashes, framed. But Emily emerges, tablet glowing. "Watch this." Trail cam footage. Clear vandalism, shove. Then Harold's angle, neighbor's phone video with audio. Lies crumble. Susan stutters. Cops silence her. They fetch the boys, cite them. I press charges, trespass, mischief, assault. Older cop smiles wryly. Lesson on bolt cutters now. Susan's glare promises more, but we won that round. Morning coffee, resolve steals. We go offensive, Emily says. Noise rule, her favorite weapon. Vague, 55 dB limit post 10 p.m. Larry's gold cart, noisy beast. We buy decibel meter, plan a sting. Positions, Emily upstairs camera, me garage meter, Harold witness. 10:17 p.m., cart roars, 72 dB peak. Videos from angles. Complaint filed to all board members. Fines for both. Board meeting, guilty, fined. Humiliation spreads. Neighborhood murmurs defiance. Time to oust her. Bylaw. Petition for special meeting with 10% signatures. We print, gather, momentum builds. Neighbors share stories, balloon finds, chalk art. In 48 hours, a third of homes sign. Meeting packed, electric. Susan stalls. I counter with Robert's rules. Present proof wall digitally. Violations, inspections, drone, videos, developer deal. Room erupts. Motions. Refund fines, passed. Censure, passed. No confidence, 5248, passed. She's out, storms away.
Week later, city complaint. Gate obstruction. Mediation summoned. Beige room, stale air, Susan with binder. Speeches on easements. I counter with survey, then latch demo. Click, clack. This is how gates work. Mediator smiles, dismisses. Defeated. Aftermath, new board refunds, adopts respect the gate policy. Susan ghosts, for sales sign up. Kyle's plea, mischief, stay away order. Neighborhood heals, waves, chats. Emily shares tomatoes. Harold gossips. Peace returns. Earned. And that's the end of it, folks. If you're dealing with your own HOA nightmare, remember, document everything, stay calm, and sometimes a simple latch says it all. Thanks for listening. Wherever you are, hope your gates stay secure.